Mr. Cox, sir, I have received a forwarded video by you which is in very bad taste in my opinion. I wish to counter it so that it does not produce and spread negativity in the nation. You start by quoting Sheikh Abdullah.
Normally, under the principles governing partition of India, our Riyasat of Jammu and Kashmir should have gone to Pakistan. But we chose India for its secularism, for its democracy, and its caring nature towards the citizens of Jammu and Kashmir, unquote. Now, if this is what Sheikh Abdullah said to the Constituent Assembly, today we see a complete upending of that speech and its essence.
Has nothing happened since that stage? Has the situation not changed ever since? Does Kashmir not call for urgent measures and an immediate and effective solution? Why is Pakistan itching to start a war? Does a solution to the problem not need to take such factors into account? Or should we continue to live in the world of Sheikh Abdullah and Nehru? It is my view that you should not have revealed your identity.
I'm Kapil Kak, a former Air Vice Marshal of the Air Force.
Since you are castigating a decision taken by a popular government and a decision that was approved by the Parliament with 2/3 majority of members voting, lending to your views the weight of your former rank casts a shadow on the force that we all respect and hold in high regard. Your theory of accession is based on the belief that Kashmir was the property of the king of Jammu and Kashmir.
The ruler acceded to India only for defense, foreign affairs, and communication. And he said, all other matters I will be self-governing.
As the British Empire spread, the British found it inconvenient to govern such a huge country. They also found in the Indian princes willing partners who were ready to loot their people on behalf of the British. This does not imply that the areas taken under direct control by the British government were essentially different from those they left with the princes. Nor did it give any prerogative to the British to give to the princes the choice to join India or remain independent. The British were not the owners of India. They were the aggressors who occupied our land and we drove them out. Imagine a robber who occupies your house. You drive him away, and while leaving, he tells his servant to keep one of the rooms. Would you allow that? Once the British left India, their rule was over. Their dictates had no meaning. Would you say, sir, that Bhagat Singh laid down his life so that the king of J&K could arm twist India? No. He laid down his life for Bharat Mata. Sir, your statement about the present government's step, possibly because of a Muslim state, is a political statement.
I'm not a political animal. My assessment is that a certain element of savagery by the government in mutilating the state of Jammu and Kashmir, possibly because it's a Muslim majority state. So a state for the first time in the history, post-independent history of India, has now become a union territory.
Political animals is not a word that a person of your dignity should use. It tends to dub all politicians as political animals. I don't see what is wrong with a state being made a union territory. Article 356 of the Constitution provides for the takeover of a state administration by the Union of India. Changing a state into union territory is essentially the same thing, except that the administration by the union will now be more elaborate.
Which means basically mutilation of the grand concept of federalism which is incorporated in our constitution. We are not a unitary state.
India is not a federation. The first article of the Constitution describes Bharat as a union of states and not as a federation. The unitary character can take precedence over the state character whenever the state fails. Article 356 provides for administration through the governor, but the present step goes beyond that and creates a more elaborate system of administration. Is it your argument that this step is wrong? Let those decide who have the authority. If your objection is that it has never been done before, then my question would be, would you not fly planes from an air base from where you had not flown planes earlier, even if it became necessary?
Kashmiris have a sense of identity, very strong. You can say it's sub-nationalism, you can say suppressed nationalism.
Sir, the Tamilians, the Punjabis, the Bengalis, the Marathis, all have a strong sense of identity. We are a nation of nations. Pushing identities beyond a point will result in the fragmented India of medieval times.
Now, if Jammu believes that it has no identity, it wants to be part of the rest of India and therefore does not want Article 370, it's a democratic exercise. If Ladakh believes the same, it's a fine democratic exercise.
Sir, what you are saying is dangerous. This will break the country into pieces. Please. Now, for my viewers, let us put our weight behind the step taken by the government. Write in the comments column of this video, I support this step taken by the government of India to reorganize Jammu and Kashmir. Jai Hind.